this clan and show the results of what happened in our friendly clan war, our first ever anger management clan scrimmage. We broke into 2 teams of 5, and each team went head to head. Anger Unleashed took the victory over Anger Unchained, 14-12. The real star of this show was defense, and we're going to mostly look at the results here from a defensive perspective. Neither side cleared the other for a variety. We're going to go through the 3-star raids, but all of these raids are going to be successful. We're going to highlight some of the things that were done here. This Clan Challenge was a great opportunity to test out new bases and talk about base design and some of the elements of these bases that made them really tough. Gaudy built a Town Hall 6 base, and you'll notice that Regna is coming down. She's a Town Hall 7, and this is going to be a 3-star raid. I don't want to spoil anything, but it took a Town Hall 7 coming down to get this base. This base would be extremely challenging, if not just plain outright impossible, for any Town Hall 6 to 3-star this base. Because there were no Town Hall 9s included in this war, and so there were no Town Hall 9 level troops, things like baby dragons and such, and also this is just a level 1 clan. They don't have any perks. The clan castle here isn't even as tough as it would be for one of our normal wars. It's just unmodified, no +1 troops. So Regna does get the CC kill. She's going to bring hogs in here on what we call a 2-finger drop. But the spring positions in this base are extremely good, and you're going to see Gaudy throw a whole lot of hogs. Typically, a Town Hall 6 is only going to have 4 hogs at the most out of his CC. So spring positions on this base extremely good. Trap positions doing a lot of work. But Regna, as a Town Hall 7, is going to overpower this for 2 reasons. Number 1, coming down onto a lower Town Hall, she has a Barbarian King. She has Hog Riders. And that's really the key here. We're going to see that theme throughout, that Hog Riders are going to be very dominant throughout all of these raids that were successful. Regna again, going in on the Benja. Regna coming out of this with a 6-star war. Gets the CC lure, or does she? Because only a couple archers come out. So she's going to have to send yet another hog in. This CC composition was very good. Because it had a lot of small troops, it required her to use multiple elements to get the good CC lure. She just spent 3 hogs, 15 troop spaces, to get that 20 space CC to come out. And now she's going to have to spend additional resources on the CC kill. Your objective there with the clan castle is to make sure that your enemy expends more than those 20 troop spaces, and you see that Regna here has had to expend far above those 20 troop spaces. She brings in a first stream of hogs to a weak spot on the base. Springtrap's doing some work there in that gap. Then she uses her Barbarian King down here to draw some fire and tank for a lot of these defenses as the hogs make their way around the base. Now as the hogs come into view, all of these defenses are already firing on the king. She brings the hogs in the backside, has 1 additional heal spell still left in the bag for this last clump of defenses here on the left corner. Perfectly placed heal spell covers all of the remaining defenses. All the hogs heal up, and so although the Barbarian King is chasing them in, they're all at full strength. They immediately turn on him, take him down, and now she's got a great sized pack of hogs to go ahead and take down the rest of the base. Times 4 this to finish out the cleanup. 6-star war for Regna. Obed's base was also particularly challenging. Took several tries. Sun Tzu is going to come in on this base. He's going to get the CC lure, lure the dragon, wizard, and archer down to the bottom, and he's going to place that poison spell directly on the dragon because he wants to keep that thing in the poison as long as possible. A lot of people miss when you place that poison spell, the center of the dragon is the shadow underneath him. So you want to touch that shadow and make sure that poison spell is centered on the dragon, and then bring the troops in around him. He brings a 3-finger drop, his typical deployment style. And so the hogs are going to progress through this base on a line left to right. Gets heal spells more towards the core in these open areas. So far he's found 2 giant bombs, but now with the bomb tower, that bomb tower acts as an additional giant bomb, and he just doesn't have the heals. So this is a defensive element we want to talk about, is spreading out your giant bombs and your bomb tower enough that the enemy doesn't have enough heals to cover all of them. You know that he's normally, most attackers that attack with hogs are probably going to use one of those heals on the bomb tower because they know where that's at. So you want to spread your giant bombs into different locations where a heal spell on the bomb tower will not cover them, because that gives you 4 different locations that have to be healed, and you only have 3 heal spells. So that's very important. Spread those out so the attacker doesn't have enough heal spells to cover all of them. Go ahead and finish out the good attack. Sun Tzu took their number 1 attacker coming down to take that number 3 base. They were not able to clear the number 2 or number 1 base. Go over to the other side here for a couple reasons. Bailey's base was not attacked. It could have been attacked at the very end, but we really just, this entire war was about testing these bases out, testing techniques out, and not doing a lot of dip attacks. It wouldn't have been appropriate for a high Town Hall 8 to come down and take that, so they just left that star open. In a regular war where we're really concerned about the stars, we probably would have cleaned that up and not taken the number 1 base instead. Benja's going to come in on Regna's base with dragons. So lately we've become very reliant upon having level 7 dragons in the CC, or level 7 balloons in the clan castle, but in this case you see that he only has level 5 balloons in the clan castle. Can they work? Are they still okay? The dragons are tanking very well. The balloons start to take fire here, but you see they only really have to get 1 drop off to destroy that air defense, so this still can be done with level 5 balloons. Great job to Benja here, going against 3 level 5 ADs. Didn't have as strong a clan castle support as he normally would have, and he's able to take this base down. So I'm going to go ahead and times 4 here for the cleanup, finishing up. And this will be the only attack we see that's not a hog attack. One element of this base that we are going to see again is this idea of corner Teslas. Now, corner building huts might not be a very good idea, especially if you expect that your enemy is going to have to do a CC lure and kill, because a corner building hut gives them somewhere to lure those troops to, what we call an anchor, a corner anchor that they can lure those troops to and do the kill over there. But in this case, this corner Tesla doesn't give them that opportunity because they're not aware of it. They can't use archers around it to anchor, and so in this case, knowing what direction the enemy is going to come from, placing a Tesla behind where their normal deployment would be, so that as they progress from right to left across the base and have to go all the way back, can be a way to prevent the 3-star. I'm going to watch Ryan go in on Sam's base here. Sam did a lot of good work with this base, hardened it pretty well. Sam's defenses are not quite fully maxed yet, kind of still a new Town Hall 8. He's going to get the CC lure here. Again, not an augmented, just a regular level 3 dragon and a level 5 balloon. Under normal circumstances, either us or the clans that we're fighting against would in fact have higher level troops. Well placed poison spell there. Again, see where that shadow is underneath the dragon? That's where you want to touch the poison spell. You want to get it right underneath that dragon. The balloon is pretty important, but it has a lot fewer hit points than that dragon does. You want to make sure the poison is working on that dragon. So sends in a couple hogs in the beginning just to probe and find that giant bomb, so that all of his hogs doesn't go across the giant bomb spot. Ryan uses an Asian wall type main deployment technique. Now the hogs are progressing across the base in one wave. Get some well placed heal spells across the center here, keeping the majority of the hogs in those heals. And the hogs on the outside, as they pick off those outside defenses, then come back into that center line heal. So that center line heal is a good technique. He's still got a full heal in the bag here, and all the defenses are down. His king takes out the enemy barbarian king, and now it's just cleanup. He's got cleanup troops going around the outside. He's got plenty of hogs left over. Great job, Ryan. Two last attacks here. We're going to watch Gemini go in on first Valorian. Valorian's base, a little bit tricky here. There's really nowhere to get a CC lure without destroying a defense. So Gemini destroys the mortar in the corner, and he gets a second defense, and an important one. We always know that wizard towers are important defenses for hogs. So he gets a CC lure, but again, it costs him 4 hogs to get that CC lure. So if that's the cost, you want to make sure you get good value out of it. He does get the mortar and the wizard tower out of those 4 hogs. Places the poison spell right on the dragon. The balloon wanders into the poison, and he's just going to keep trickling in archers around the outside. The poison's going to do most of the damage here. Going to bring a couple archers in, making sure that they're well spaced out between them. As the dragon gets ready to go down, you can go ahead and start deploying. Non-typically here, because there were no defenses in the center, he brings in a 2-finger drop. Those hogs start working on those outside defenses, but the story here is really spreading out. He had to place that first heal spell where the bomb tower was. Now he's going to spread out his heal spells and try to get best value. So covers that giant bomb. He knows that there's a giant bomb up here at the top, that last giant bomb, and places a heal spell for it, but by the time the hogs get to it, they're out of range, and between the giant bomb and the wizard tower, they go ahead and take out those hogs. So that heal spell is largely effective because of good giant bomb placement. He brings in his CC hogs in the back door here. Gemini is able to take this base through good technique, but extremely well placed giant bomb. He's got a poison for the CC for the enemy king. Hogs take him down, and then they're just going to go ahead and clean up. Most of what he's got left here is just hogs and his king for cleanup. Hogs are your best cleanup troop. They jump over walls. They do extraordinary amounts of damage. Never sacrifice hogs in order to bring extra cleanup troops. The exception might be a couple goblins because of their extreme damage to collectors and storages. Last attack on an extremely well designed base by Sun Tzu. This was actually a 3rd hit onto this base. So identifies one place, but again, see, he still hasn't got the clan castle fully pulled out until they get to that 2nd defense. There's nowhere on this base that you can get a CC pull without destroying at least 1 defense. So lures the clan castle troops over to the corner, gets that poison down a little bit off center, but keeps the dragon in it the whole time. Sprinkle some archers in, letting the poison spell do most of the work, especially with that balloon over there. Let the poison spell do the majority of the work. Now once the dragon's starting to go down, he can start bringing in his main attack. Again, not wasting time, get that main attack in there once it's clear that the clan castle troops will go down. You don't have to wait to see them go down. Takes a giant bomb, but the hogs then progress right into a heal spell. And again, there's more locations that need to be healed now than there are heal spells for. So if you plan this well, this can work out. He's got a bunch of skeletons chasing his hogs around. He's got a king chasing his hog around. So the pack's going to take a lot of damage here, and he's only going to have a few hogs left at the very end. It looked like he was going to have almost all of his hogs intact, but between that last giant bomb, the skeletons, and then having to chase over to that last cannon position, he wasn't able to get it all down. So hogs for cleanup. Some extremely well designed bases in this. Again, several bases were never 3-star. Second and third hits to get down. So really good job for everybody on defense. Really great attacks. It's normal for us to get a perfect war or 3-star every base, especially at the Town Hall 8 level and below. So the fact that a lot of these bases are still left standing means that they were very well designed, well thought out, a lot of teamwork and collaboration on improving the defenses, thinking of creative clan castle troops and creative design elements to put into the bases to tighten them up. So let's see a lot more of that. This was actually a huge win for this event, that there was as much collaboration on improving defenses and base design. So I hope that we see a lot more of this in the future. We'll do more of these events. It was a whole lot of fun. I think everybody that came back from it, was amazed by how much fun they had, and bragged about what a good time it was. So we'll definitely do some of this in the future. The win for the clan is that we come out of it with a lot of great new bases and a lot of more experienced attackers. Got a chance to talk in depth and strategize in depth about their attacks. So a big win all around, and congratulations not just Unleashed for getting the win, but to both teams for coming out of it with a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge. A chance for Valorian and Obed to lead the clan, each of their clans, into the battle. And so just a lot of wins all the way around for us as a clan to have this experience and to have this event.